Vinay Ramanath. Vinay, can you come on to the, can you switch on your, so as Vinay comes over, Vinay essentially has been known to me for a long time. He is actually a national expert on probabilistic designs. So you would have been heard about him from multiple of the conferences on multi-body optimization techniques. So he's been a TRIZTI practitioner, and very importantly, as you can look at how in the software, the entire trend that you see as on today is more about getting into the software domain, and people think AI and ML is actually taking the new direction. See, in the context of AI and ML taking the new direction, so how would someone need to invent and talk about what AI and ML should do it right the first time is something which is very critical. So, to his credit, Vinay has about 3 granted patents and multiple of them in the pipeline. And very critically, I would request Vinay to request you to kindly share what really made you stick with this learning.
Okay. So thanks a lot, Tito, for inviting me, and also hello together. It is always a pleasure to be in this forum. First of all, let me say that I was not exactly a patent guy, a patent person. In my previous job in aviation, where I worked for a decade or so, I was more working on designing engines, rather mainly enabling engineering community to better optimize and ensure that that the engines are safer on the ground and safer in the air as well. Right, that's the thing. And at that time, I could see that whenever we used to develop new methods, new tools, new technologies, the priority was more on solving the problem rather than on intellectual property development, or in short words, than on patenting. Of course, now the situation might have changed, but at that time, the reason that was given was the software patent, so the methods patent, is very hard to detect. If a competition enforces or utilize the same method, how can the company did such a patent? So that is a valid reason, and most of the times it was regarded as a trade secret, internal to the company, trade secret of the know-how of the company, right? It is not, most of the times it is not encouraged as a patent there. But of course, the times have changed now, right? So then when I moved to a more research and technology setting in my current organization, I could see a change in the mindset. Because in a research and technology organization here, I think the patents patents are valued a lot, and especially whenever in fact over the last 5 to 6 years, or 6 to 7 years rather, when we worked on advanced machine learning for engineering design for digital twins and simulations. That's my core work now. I always questioned the IP team in Siemens, as to what is the value that we get if we patent this and all. So they always used to say that yes, nowadays things have changed, because with the advances that are made in NLPs, natural language processing, and natural language generations and transformers, which are the core computer science words, one should easily trace. One can easily trace, right, whether these software patents are validated or not. And historically, whenever we talk about deviation detection or the anomaly detection, we used to take the discrete data points, right? And that discrete data points never solve the problem because there are so many localized data sets in the large gamut of world. And I turned to TRIZ at the time. So TRIZ actually helped me to move away from discrete data to a more trend-based observation. Right? So that when I was looking at the engineering parameters and the contradictions, I observed that working at the trend level will help us to develop a more robust deviation detection system for sensor signals in the context of multiphysics world. So that is good, because then we could see differences with respect to the state of art, and it is also happened to be my first patent, by the way. And the reason that I stick to TRIZ is just one last remark from my side. Since I'm an optimization guy, I always believed in the trade-off to multiple conflicting objectives. When I say that you want to get maximum efficiency, it has to have a trade-off to something else. For example, the cost, right? The weight versus the deformation and all, right? It is always this or that in the context of optimization. But when I met Tito and when I discussed with Tito a lot of times in the past, he told that TRIZ is not about this or that, but rather it is more about this and that. The question is, how do we resolve conflict while best meeting both these conflicting objectives at the same time? I think when I also dwelled into those 39 parameters, the contradicting parameters rather, I could really see how by formulating the problem, in spite of the parameters being contradicting, the solutions can still be innovative, and both the parameters are optimal at the same time. I think that is the power of TRIZ, and I still continue to use it now, and I'm also looking forward for more such innovations.